All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we are jumping right into something huge. We're talking about artificial intelligence in medicine. Now, this isn't just about cool tech. It promises to literally save lives, but it also throws a massive wrench into how we think about life or death decisions. Okay, let's put you in the hot seat for a second. Imagine an AI. It scanned millions of records, way more than any human doctor ever could, and it tells you you need a life-altering surgery. But when you ask this simple question, why? Crickets. Nothing. The reason why is locked inside a total black box. So what do? Do you trust it? That single question right there is the entire reason we're here today.
And look, this isn't just some made-up scenario. The numbers show a very real trust gap. You've got nearly 80% of doctors and nurses who are pretty optimistic about AI's potential. But for patients, that number drops, and it drops hard, down to just 59%. See the disconnect? The pros see the power, but patients are understandably wary. And when you dig into why they're wary, it almost always comes down to one word: transparency.
That lack of transparency leads us straight to the big problem, what everyone calls the AI black box. You see, the most powerful AI systems, the ones that are amazing at finding patterns we humans would miss, often work in ways that are, well, they're basically impossible for us to follow. Their logic is a total mystery. And in a field like medicine, which is built on trust and accountability, that's a huge, huge problem. Because, as one source puts it so well, these aren't small decisions. We're talking about life and death consequences that require clear justification. You expect your doctor to explain their reasoning, right? Well, if AI is going to be a real partner in the exam room, it has to play by the same rules. We absolutely need a key to open that box. And here's the good news. That key exists. It's a whole field of study called Explainable AI, or XAI for short. And its entire purpose is to crack open that black box and make what's happening inside understandable to the people who need to trust it. So what exactly is XAI? You can think of it as a set of tools that forces an AI to show its work. Instead of just spitting out an answer, an explainable AI system shows you how it got there. It gives you clear, human-friendly reasons for what it's doing. And that right there, that's the bridge we need to build real trust. So how does this actually work, in the real world? Let's open up this XAI toolkit and take a look at the most important methods being used right now to bring that much-needed transparency to healthcare AI. If we peek inside that toolkit, we see a couple of methods are the clear frontrunners in medicine. You've got SHAP, which is used in about 38% of these systems, and then LIME, which is in about 26%. I mean, together, that's the vast majority of all the explainability tools out there. So it makes sense to start with them, right? Let's break down what these things actually do. First up, SHAP. The easiest way to think about SHAP is like it's creating a recipe for the AI's final decision. It looks at every single ingredient, the patient's vitals, their lab results, their history, and it assigns an importance value to each one. It tells the doctor exactly how much each bit of data pushed the final recommendation one way or the other. So for example, say an AI is predicting a patient's risk of being readmitted to the hospital. SHAP can literally show that their high blood pressure added a plus 0.15 to the risk score, but the fact they take their medicine correctly subtracted 0.08. All of a sudden, the AI's logic isn't a mystery anymore. It's a list of clear, concrete factors a doctor can act on. Now, if SHAP gives you the big picture recipe, LIME zooms way in. It's all about explaining one single prediction for one specific patient. What it does is create a simpler, temporary model right around that one case. So it's less like a whole recipe and more like a spotlight, shining a bright light on the most important factors for this patient, right here, right now. And it's not just about numbers. Explainability can be visual too. When it comes to things like X-rays and CT scans, a tool called Grad-CAM is an absolute game changer. It puts a visual heat map right on top of the image, showing the doctor the exact pixels the AI used to make its call. It's literally showing them where the AI is looking. Think about it. An AI flags a tiny little spot on a chest X-ray, one that's super easy to miss. Grad-CAM then draws a bright, glowing area right over it. This lets the radiologist immediately zero in with their own expertise, confirm what the AI is seeing, and understand its visual reasoning in a split second.
It's incredibly powerful.
Okay, here's another really cool approach. It's based on asking, what if? This is the whole idea behind what are called counterfactual explanations. This method basically plays with the data to find the AI's tipping points. It shows you exactly what single factor would need to change for the AI to recommend something completely different. For instance, the AI says treatment A is best for a patient with a blood pressure of 140/90. The counterfactual explanation then shows you, hey, if that exact same patient's blood pressure was just a bit lower, say 130/80, the AI would have switched to treatment B. This gives the doctor a clear picture of the decision boundary, letting them really explore all the possible treatment paths. So, we've got the tools. We can crack open the black box. But what does all this transparency actually do in the real world? This is where the story gets really, really powerful. And this is where it all pays off. This is the so what of it all. At Intermountain Health, they rolled out an explainable AI to help manage pneumonia cases. And the result? A staggering 36% relative drop in 30-day mortality. Let that sink in. That's not just a number on a chart. We're talking about more than 100 lives saved every single year. And why? Because doctors could see how it worked, so they trusted it enough to actually use it. And that really gives us the blueprint for how to build trust. Explainability is the star of the show, no doubt, but it has to be part of a bigger picture. That framework includes fairness, making sure the AI works for everybody from all backgrounds, and usability, making sure the tool actually helps a busy doctor instead of just giving them more work. These tools, this framework, they're really changing the whole partnership between doctors and machines. And that leaves us with a pretty important question. Where do we go from here? So let's end with something to chew on. As these explainable AI systems get better and better, we have to ask ourselves, is an AI that can perfectly and clearly lay out its reasoning more trustworthy than a human expert who just relies on a gut feeling they can't fully explain? That's a question we're all going to be facing probably a lot sooner than we think. So if this has got you thinking and you want to really dig in, you've got to check out Dr. Mostafa Bouattane's book. It's called Healthcare AI Revolution, a practical guide for clinicians, executives, and patients. It's an incredible resource for, well, pretty much everyone involved, and you can find it on Amazon. Thanks so much for joining me on The Explainer.